Ladies and gentlemen, your life won't transform in 2026 just because the calendar changes asterisk asterisk. It will transform because asterisk you asterisk change before the calendar does. Asterisk asterisk, these next few days are not ordinary days, they are the doorway to a completely different version of you. Most people wait for a new year to begin a new life, but the truth is powerful. Asterisk asterisk, your new life begins the moment you decide to use the days in front of you with purpose, clarity, and discipline. Asterisk asterisk. If you truly honor these days, 2026 won't just be better. It will be unrecognizable. Your 2026 will not change because the calendar flips. It will change because asterisk you asterisk do something different before the calendar flips. These few days, right now, hold the power to rewrite the story you will live next year. Life doesn't transform through giant leaps. It transforms through small, conscious steps taken consistently, with sincerity and purpose. When we wait for the right time, life quietly passes by, but when we use the time we already have, even if it's a little, incredible shifts begin. These days ahead of you are not ordinary days. They are a bridge between who you were and who you can become. Walk across that bridge with awareness. Every action you take becomes a seed. Plant the right seeds today, and your 2026 will bloom in ways you never imagined. Start by simplifying your inner world. When your mind is cluttered, your life becomes chaotic. Give yourself a few moments of silence every day. Not to escape the world, but to return to yourself. In silence, clarity grows, and with clarity, decisions become better, habits become stronger, and direction becomes meaningful. Next, invest in small improvements. We often underestimate 1% efforts because they look too small to matter. But life is built on compounding. One good habit practiced daily becomes a force. One small discipline followed every morning becomes a foundation. Don't chase perfection, chase consistency. Even a tiny drop, when repeated, fills an entire bucket. Surround yourself with good thoughts and good people. The company you keep shapes the direction you take. Choose people who elevate your thinking, who remind you of your values, who push you toward your potential. Just a few days of the right influence can change the way you think for the next 12 months. And most importantly, stay grateful. Gratitude is not a reaction. It is a practice. When you acknowledge what is already good in your life, you attract more goodness into your life. A grateful heart sees possibilities where a complaining heart only sees problems. If you use these days wisely, just these few days with intention, discipline, and gratitude, you will not enter 2026 as the same person. These days will become the turning point, the quiet beginning of a remarkable year ahead. These days will become the turning point, the quiet beginning of a remarkable year ahead. And when a turning point arrives, it rarely comes with loud announcements. It comes gently, through small realizations, small decisions, and small commitments that slowly reshape the direction of your life. Most people wait for motivation to strike like lightning, but true transformation grows like sunrise, slow, steady, and certain. What you choose to do in these coming days can become that sunrise for your 2026. Take time to reflect on the lessons this year has offered. Not every experience was pleasant, but each one carried wisdom. Instead of running from your challenges, look at them closely. They were not punishments. They were teachers preparing you for what lies ahead. When you honor your struggles, you transform pain into strength and confusion into insight. That strength becomes the energy that propels you forward into the new year with courage rather than fear. Imagine what your life would look like if you started giving your best to each day, not out of pressure, but out of purpose. When you wake up with intention, Even ordinary days become meaningful. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there but were hidden behind your distractions. You begin to respond instead of react, think instead of panic, act instead of delay. Small shifts like these create massive change over time. Use these days to reconnect with what matters to you, not what the world demands, not what others expect, but what your heart knows is right. When you align your actions with your values, life becomes smoother, decisions become easier, and peace becomes natural. Many people spend years chasing things that never satisfy them simply because they lost touch with their true priorities. Let these days be the time you realign your inner compass. Also, forgive yourself for the mistakes you made this year. Holding onto guilt is like dragging unnecessary weight into a new journey. You deserve a fresh start, but you cannot take it if your hands are full of regrets. Release what you cannot change and embrace what you can create. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself to move forward with a lighter heart. As you prepare for 2026, remember that discipline is an act of love toward your future self. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you are gifting something to the person you will become. These days offer you a chance to build momentum. Momentum becomes habit, habit becomes character, and character shapes destiny. Let these days ignite that momentum. When you treat every day as an investment in the life you want, the year ahead becomes not just different, but transformational. When you treat every day as an investment in the life you want, the year ahead becomes not just different, but transformational. And transformation is not an overnight phenomenon. It is a gradual unfolding, a step-by-step evolution of your thoughts, choices, and actions. These next few days can become the soil in which that evolution quietly begins. If you nurture them with sincerity, the roots of a new life will start growing beneath the surface long before the world notices any visible change. Use this time to cultivate emotional strength. Life will not always flow in the direction you expect, but emotional resilience allows you to bend without breaking. Instead of getting discouraged by minor setbacks, learn to view them as part of the process. Success is never a straight line. It curves through lessons, failures, attempts, and new beginnings. When you remind yourself that every challenge is building your inner strength, you stop resisting the journey and start trusting it. Focus also on your inner dialogue. The conversations you have with yourself shape the conversations you have with the world. If you constantly criticize yourself, you weaken your spirit. But if you encourage yourself, even in small ways, you build confidence that carries you into better decisions. Spend these days replacing self-doubt with self-belief, fear with faith, hesitation with courage. The shift may feel subtle, but the impact will be profound. Take a deeper look at your habits. Habits quietly shape your identity. You don't need to change everything at once. Just adjust one or two patterns that hold you back. Wake up a little earlier, read a little more, complain a little less, practice a little gratitude, and watch how these simple actions begin reprogramming your mind. Small disciplines practiced consistently turn into powerful rituals that support your growth without draining your energy. These days are also an opportunity to reconnect with compassion. Be kind to the people around you, even when they fall short of your expectations. No one is perfect. Everyone is fighting a battle you may never see. Compassion softens your heart and grounds your spirit. A compassionate person carries less bitterness, less anger, less resentment, creating more space for joy, inspiration, and inner peace. Reflect on your dreams with honesty. What do you truly want to experience in 2026? not what would impress others, but what would fulfill you. Once you identify that, align your actions accordingly. A dream backed by consistent effort turns into a goal, and a goal followed with discipline becomes a reality. These days can be the moment you stop fantasizing and start building. As you move through these purposeful days, remind yourself that change doesn't require dramatic action. It requires sincere action. Even the smallest adjustments, when repeated, can create a future that is brighter, calmer, and more meaningful than anything you've lived before. Even the smallest adjustments, when repeated, can create a future that is brighter, calmer, and more meaningful than anything you've lived before. And as you continue this journey, remember that transformation becomes real only when awareness turns into action. Awareness shows you the path, but action is what helps you walk it. These days ahead are not just a pause before a new year. They are a preparation, a silent training ground where your discipline, clarity, and sincerity are refined. Use this time to strengthen your relationship with patience. In a world that celebrates speed, patience becomes a superpower. Not everything that matters will happen quickly, and not everything that happens quickly will matter. Growth takes time, healing takes time, progress takes time. When you embrace patience, you stop comparing your timeline with anyone else's. You understand that your journey is uniquely designed for you, and that every step you take, even the slow ones, carry you forward. Nurture your mental clarity by consciously reducing distractions. Every unnecessary distraction steals a little of your focus, and focus is the currency with which dreams are built. You don't need to eliminate everything at once. Just be mindful of what consumes your attention. Redirect your energy toward things that elevate your mind, not drain your spirit. A mind that is clear becomes a mind that is powerful, and a powerful mind can reshape an entire year. These days are also a reminder to work on consistency rather than intensity. Intense effort may bring quick results, but it often fades. Consistent effort, even if small, creates lasting impact. Commit to doing a little every day, and you'll be amazed at how far you move without overwhelming yourself. Consistency builds trust in yourself. When you trust yourself, even challenges feel manageable because you know you will continue moving forward. Strengthen your emotional balance by choosing peace over reaction. Life will always test your patience, but the way you respond defines your inner maturity. Take a moment before reacting, breathe, observe your thoughts. Choose the response that aligns with your values instead of your impulses. This one habit alone can change the quality of your relationships, your decisions, and your overall happiness. Reflect on what you want to leave behind in the previous year. Not every burden needs to be carried into the future. Release the grudges, the overthinking, the unnecessary stress, and the self-limiting beliefs. Let go of the need to control everything. When you travel lighter, you travel further. These few days offer you the chance to empty your heart of what no longer serves you, so you can enter the coming year with clarity and freedom. Above all, stay committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Not a perfect version, but a growing version. Every day you choose growth, you rewrite your future. Every day you choose effort, you reshape what's possible. These days are your opportunity to build that version slowly, quietly, and meaningfully, so that the year ahead unfolds with greater purpose, strength, and fulfillment.